And welcome back to AUPanthers.tv. Kevin Dexter now joined by head coach Heather Jacobs after a 95-93 victory over Assumption. Coach, you trailed by 11 at halftime, but your team really picked up on the defensive end, it seemed like, in that second half.
There's only one way to go but up at that point, so, there's still a large gap for improvement, but we did get a little bit better, yeah.
Well, in the second half, Sade Jackson really carried the team, especially down the stretch. 18 second-half points, created a lot of buckets down the stretch. What did you see from her, especially when Jessica Kitchers was out of the ballgame? She really took it upon herself to lead this team back.
Our team has tons of different weapons, and Sade is a senior captain for a reason. She's capable of doing a lot of things, and I think emotionally her leadership was something that definitely played a big part of today.
Well, how do you think your team handled it with Kitchers on the bench for much of that second half? She was out of the ball game, and you're still able to make the comeback without your leading scorer in the ball game.
The thing with Jess coming out and Sade going in, it just changes the way we attack them offensively, and we can go from 5 out to 4 out to 3 out, and I think that really just pulling them out and spacing them allowed us to get to the rim and the free throw line, which in turn was where the game was won.
All right, well, you said, of course, a lot of still way to go on the defensive end. What do you see your team in terms of improvement-wise in that second half defensively?
I still think we have a lot of room for improvement from that second half, but, I think our communication was a little bit better, but I'd have to go back and watch, to be quite honest. I think that they really can't shoot much better than they did. We did a few little things different, and, game time adjustments that we knew we had to make, we didn't make in the first half, and I think we did those in the second half, and that was a little bit of a difference as well.
When you're coming off a 3-game losing streak like you are, does a win like this, to be able to come back and get a win in this kind of fashion, does that help the team's confidence to know you can make a comeback when you're down?
Yeah, I would say so. I think this team knows that they can come back and they can win and that they have the ability to score, so I think it's definitely a bit of a deep breath for them, yeah.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Once again, Coach Heather Jacobs after a 95-93 victory over Assumption. Adelphi improves to 13-3 overall, 7-3 in the NE10 as Assumption falls to 10-6 and 6-5 in the NE10. For Coach Jim Pittman, I'm Kevin Dexter. Thanks for joining us here on AUPanthers.tv. Don't go anywhere, though. In about 15 minutes, the men will tip off against the Greyhounds, and you can catch it all right here on AUPanthers.tv.